in the commercial side of the house, and I'm just joining this call to hear, just to listen. So if I were to get into the business brokerage side, like I'm a new commercial agent, new in, but like, would it just start taking some courses, in the IBBA site? Is that a good start to get
Yeah,
familiar, I guess?
so are you with EXP Commercial or are you with another firm?
EXP commercial.
Okay,
I have
so
my
EXP,
mentor is a business broker and commercial broker. He does both.
okay. Yeah,
Mhm.
so under EXP Commercial, if you want to be a business broker, you have to have an addendum to your independent contractor agreement that allows you to sell businesses. They require you to join the IBBA. You have to take IBBA 104, 107, and 119. 104 is legal aspects, 107 and 119, I forget what they are, but basically they're all very introductory classes to get you somewhat educated, just in terminology in the world of business brokerage, give you kind of a look
Right.
at what it is. And then you work on your first 3 deals with your mentor. You will have a business, if you said your commercial mentor does business brokerage mentoring as well. So
Correct.
yeah, so you would do your first 3 transactions with assistance from your mentor, and then after that, you would be able to do your own transactions.
Cool. But
Yes, I definitely recommend taking all the IBBA education you can, especially when it comes to the educational summit on valuing and pricing businesses, because there's 2 skills that you really need to master in business brokerage. One is, just finding sellers who want to sell their business, right? Because you could be the world's best valuator in terms of business valuations, but if you don't know how to find business owners that want to sell, you're not going to have any books and records. You're not going to have any financials to analyze, right? No business
I'm
valuation. So
figuring
you
that
got to
out
do
with the
those.
commercial,
Yeah.
which I think that probably easier anyways. But I'm just focused on one thing at a time, just commercial, and then that's just something I'm just popping in to hear about.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, no, it's definitely fun. The other thing I can tell you about business brokerage versus commercial, because they're 2 completely different. Um, in the world of real estate, you have residential, commercial, and business brokerage. Three-legged stool. They're very different disciplines. There's overlap. Okay, so you will, like, for example, if you're selling a hotel, you've got commercial property and a business, or a gas station is commercial. If the gas station owns the real estate, you've
so
got
you
an
can do
independence
both.
combination.
Is that possible to do both?
Yeah,
Like
absolutely. Um, but they're very different, so you need to really understand how business brokerage differs from selling commercial real estate. And generally that's 2 ways. Confidentiality is key. And then secondly, because business sales are almost always confidential. And then the second thing is training. In commercial real estate, usually buyer and seller never have a reason to meet with each other. But in business sales, they always have a reason to meet with each other. They meet with each other prior to an LOI being submitted, during due diligence a lot, and then there's a training period after the transaction actually closes. So the two better be able to get along, because that training is necessary, or that training and transition is necessary, and needs to go well. If it doesn't go well, then that's when oftentimes buyer's going to get an attorney and the whole thing's going to end up in the courtroom. So um, yeah, so major differences in the way that business versus real estate is sold, because again, we're marketing and maintaining confidentiality. We don't want anybody knowing that the business is for sale. We require that they sign an NDA, prospective buyer sign an NDA before we give them even the name and address of the business. So there's a lot of things that are different there. And then lastly, I've had people come to me and say, "Hey, I want to get into business brokerage. I'm coming from residential. I just can't stand all the emotion stuff that they have there." I was like,
that's
well,
why I
you do
prefer
not want to be
commercial.
in business brokerage then, because most sellers, especially on small businesses, their business is like their child. They're very attached to them. They're very emotional about leaving the business, and oftentimes don't know what they're going to do next. So yeah, so that's something that if you're trying to If you want to stay, just deal with the numbers and do the number crunching and all of that, stay in commercial and stay away from business because that's not what business is going to do.
Thanks.